Bulawanaka, I'm Greg Clark. Thanks for joining us for Drua Talk, where we chat about the Swire Shipping Fijian Drua Men and the Shop and Save Super Rugby Pacific, and also the Rooster Chicken Fijian Drua Women, whose season gets underway this weekend. Can they make it 3 titles in a row? Special guest this week, Drua Women's coach Mosese Rauluni, men's coach Mick Byrne, Samisoni Taukei'aho from the Chiefs, Frank Lomani makes his way into Clarkie's corner, there's the try of the week and much more. Well, Lautoka has done it again. What a day on Saturday when the Drua upset the defending champions, the Crusaders, for the second year in a row at Churchill Park. There were unbelievable scenes as the Drua scored 2 tries to 1 to win 20 points to 10. Here are some highlights.
No, stay back. Thank you.
Keep working to the left. Up strong. Mobula finds some space. Braces support. He gets it back to Marcy and now Galavati.
Coming back.
That was forward, but he was in front. 40 back. No problem with the distance or the direction. And so points on the board. Hines. And more back on the inside. Sevu Reece. A little bit of space. Sevu Reece is over. Oh, and there's a bit of payback from the Drua pack.
From behind. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. First go back, all right.
First shot of the day for the youngster. Distance is good. Saharati Hatet. Stronger Bula. Bota. Oops. And so straight through goes Marcy. Ravu Tamunda. The chase is on. Oh, and then it's gone forward again rather than Brian Doa.
Here it is, right here.
Wide ball, Ravu Tamunda. Stepping, over he goes. Celestino Ravu Tamunda. Isaiah Armstrong Ravula, and this one will hold its line, and it's down the middle. And all of a sudden we're locked up. There's the angle, and this one's a Canavati.
That's your man on top of that ball.
Hatet. Making plenty of stopping. Lomani. Fotho. Now a Canavati. Almost through. Mirror. Lays it back. Lomani dives over. It's a try to the Fijian Drua. That's more like it. Continuity pays off and they get the 5-pointer. Can he add the extra 2? Yes, he can. For the Drua.
Frank, you got it ready.
Bellatini. I think it's not, it's warmer. And the inside ball, Momo.
Set!
Off the back goes Bata, and he gives it to Ravu Tamunda, who puts a foot on the gas. Footwork aplenty, puts it on the toe. Reece can't control it. Now he does on the second attempt, and he's got a chance to counter. 17-10. Drua over the Crusaders as they look to repeat their boil over from last year. Lomani having a run, getting it to Ravu Tamunda for Isaiah Armstrong Ravula, who steps up to the plate, and it's over. 20 points to 10 in Lautoka against the Chiefs in Hamilton. But then they're back here to play the Waratahs, and into touch it goes. And once again, on Fiji soil, the Fijian Drua have done it. They've caused a boil over.
It was party time in Lautoka again. What a win for the Drua. Their first of the season. Let's hope it's the first of many. Great to see Fijians score all 3 tries. Ravu Tamunda and Lomani for the Drua, and Reece scored his 50th for the Crusaders in his 62nd match. A great strike rate that. Now, let's check all the scores from week 3. Melbourne Rebels went back-to-back and beat Moana Pacifica in Hamilton 29-23. Waratahs missed a great opportunity to win at home, going down 23-21 to the Highlanders in Sydney. The Drua had the biggest winning margin of the week, downing the Crusaders 20-10. Brumby scraped through for a narrow win over Western Force 22-19 in Canberra. The Hurricanes over the Blues 29-21 in Wellington, and the gutsy Reds held on to deny the Chiefs 25-19 in Brisbane. Another top week of rugby. 3 weeks down, 12 weeks to go in the regular season. Remember, the top 8 qualify for the quarterfinals. Early days, but it's the unbeaten Hurricanes on top of the table on 13, 3 ahead of the Chiefs, Reds and then Rebels. The Blues, Highlanders, Brumbies and Waratahs are in the top 8. Then it's Moana and Drua with 1 win apiece, and the Crusaders, yes, the Crusaders and the Force are both still winless. You're watching Drua Talk. It's great to have your company for our weekly show. The Drua have a tough road trip this week, taking on the informed Chiefs in Hamilton from 6:30pm Fiji time on Saturday. Melly Daranalangi and his men are looking to break a 10-game losing streak away from Fiji. Head coach Mick Byrne joins us now for our weekly chat. Well, Mick, well, that was more like it. Your first home game and the boys got the job done against the defending champs, the Crusaders. How did you sum it up?
I was very pleased, Clarky. I thought our last 20 minutes was as good a 20 minutes as we've been able to put together as a team. We showed some footage on Monday in our review that showed some of our players were running like it was the start of the game, and that's what we've been after, that effort in that last 20 minutes of a game to really show what we've got. And, the game was on the line there, and I was really pleased with how everyone stuck in and finished the game off. And that was probably, for me, the thing that I took the most was our ability to play that 80 minutes and stay rock solid through it.
What impressed me also was the Drua's physicality, and they were able to dominate the possession and territory stats. That was a giant step forward, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think, we said last week, what do we want to do with our game plan, and that was to hang on the ball and ask questions of the Crusaders' defence. And as you said, I thought we did that well. The set piece held up and against a very good side. We got ourselves into good positions on the field and we carried hard. And that was what we were after, yeah. So I think it's very, very pleasing that what we set out to do, we were able to do.
Defence improved as well, the Drua conceding just 1 try. Not many teams concede just a 1 try to the Crusaders, do they?
No, they don't, and we've been working really hard on that area over the last few weeks where, we've implemented a new system this year, and I think the boys are just slowly coming to grips with it. The last couple of weeks, or the first couple of weeks, we were stuck between what we had last year and what we're trying to do this year, and I think the last couple of weeks we've shown glimpses of it coming together, but we need to take another step this week because we know the Chiefs are a side that asks a few more questions out, especially around their back 3 and counter attack and turnover attack, so we'll need to scramble well this week and kick well.
So win number 1 at home. Now the focus is on doing it away from home when the Drua play the Chiefs in Hamilton on Saturday. Mick, did you learn much from the Reds' win over the Chiefs last weekend?
I think, as we said, travelling is a challenge as part of Super Rugby. So, I think what we probably learnt last week was that the Reds have improved a lot from last year, and they put the challenge into the Chiefs. I think. I don't think you could say they're the Chiefs' bogey team, but they're certainly being able to produce some good results against the Chiefs over the last 2 or 3 years. So, what we learnt was that if we can play our game, we can challenge the teams.
It's a big day of travel again. Fiji Airways to Auckland, then a longish bus trip to Hamilton. Are you approaching this road trip any differently?
Well, differently to last year, not differently to what we've been trying to do this year. But definitely to last year, we'll get some lunch on the way down to Hamilton. We'll get down there, we'll go out and we'll do some activation just to get ourselves going for the day. And but yeah, I think the big one for us is to get into the hotel, get ourselves settled in there, and relax and get ready for the game on Saturday.
Mick, you said from the outset last week that you could sense a great feeling in the squad. Are you feeling the same vibe this week?
Yeah, one of the things we worked on in growing our professionalism is our ability to prepare each week as well as we can. And I think last year, we were a bit guilty of coming in a Monday after a big win and trying to pick up where we left off on the Saturday night rather than come back to where we started on the Monday before. And I thought this Monday was really good. You know, we came in, we were really focused on our work. The boys came in this morning and did some extra work around our game plan before training, which wasn't in the schedule. So some really pleasing growth steps around our professionalism and our approach to preparation, which again our players are learning all about as they venture into their third year of professional rugby.
Well, Mick, all the best for this week in Hamilton. Let's hope the boys can go back to back. Thanks for your time, mate. Banaka.
Yeah, Banaka, Clarky.
Don't miss the Week 4 clash with the Chiefs in Hamilton, 6:30 p.m. Fiji time. Can the Drua win for the first time in Hamilton? And it's great to have Samisoni Taukei'aho from the Chiefs joining us on Drua Talk. Well, Samisoni, thanks for your time. It was a nail-biter in Brisbane against the Reds, but things didn't go to plan in the end, losing 25-19. What came out of the review?
So we obviously had a look at the game, really close game. Two good teams going at each other, and we just didn't execute when we needed to. So focus this week is to sharpen up in those areas and hopefully execute it this week against the Fiji and Drua. So.
2 from 3, and in second place on the table. You've beaten both the Crusaders and the Brumbies so far. So do you give yourself a pass mark?
The Crusaders and Brumbies, two good teams, was there at the finals last year. So for us to be able to get 2 from 2 against those two, I'm really happy with that. But obviously going down to the Reds, still a lot of work on round 3 going to round 4, so still a long season ahead. So it's good to have a really good tester and take all the learnings from there and hopefully build into the Fiji and Drua and the rest of the season.
Well, this week you hosted Drua, and they're coming off that upset victory over the Crusaders in Fiji. Were you impressed?
Yeah, obviously Fiji and Drua playing back in Fiji, all the atmosphere, the support. It's massive, and it's good to see. Always good to watch those games. Very hot, humid, but the crowd just make the difference. And obviously, Drua came out with the win, so really impressed with the way they're playing with the ball in hand and just that Fijian flair coming through. So looking forward to a few of those this weekend, but hopefully can stop them. So yeah.
What are the work-ons this week as you prepare to play a team that's physical and very unpredictable at times?
We've touched on it with our reviews and previews. They like to express themselves, as all Fijians do. A bit of Fijian flair, a bit of wrestle, have a go, pretty much having that license, that freedom to play footy and play what they see. So for us, it's just making sure we don't give them that time and space for them to initiate all those Fijian flair coming out in those wrestles, so cutting down their space and making sure we're prepared for anything, because they're, like you said, very unpredictable and can do magic when you give them time and space. So, yeah.
Well, Samisoni, we're looking forward to an entertaining game on Saturday. Thanks again for your time, mate.
Thanks, Clarky.
The Drua's clash with the Chiefs is one of 6 games this weekend in the Shop and Save Super Rugby Pacific. On Friday, the Crusaders play the Hurricanes in Christchurch, and the Rebels host the Reds in an all-Aussie affair in Melbourne. The Force play Moana Pacifica in Perth. On Saturday, it's the Highlanders and Brumbies in Dunedin, Chiefs and the Fijian Drua in Hamilton, and then it's Waratahs versus the Blues in Sydney. You're watching Drua Talk. Still to come, we'll talk to the Drua Women's head coach Mosese Rauluni. But first, let's see who's in Clarky's corner. On Drua Talk, it's time to see who's in Clarky's corner.
Naga Clarky, third year into this competition, Fiji and Drua. It's never easy, it's always challenging. Every opportunity comes with its challenge. So for us this year is Drua 2023 has left and Drua in a very good place, which we finished the competition in the quarterfinals against the Crusaders. So the challenge for us this year is to take it a step further. And our aim is to play, to be in the top 4, so that we can play in a home quarterfinal, and we move on from there. In terms of the team moving forward, we need to put a feet forward so that we can start winning games, and which is going to benefit us and take us closer to our aim, which is playing a home quarterfinal. Started playing professionally when I was 19 years old, when I first moved to Suva. Rugby for Marist Rugby Club in Suva. I started taking it seriously because I've always wanted to be like Mosese Rauluni as a good rugby player. No rugby ball, we would tie shirts together so we can form a ball. You know, playing on the beach and back in Sabsabu. Yeah, so I started playing rugby when I was 9 years old. Never thought that it would take me this far, but yes, started professionally when I moved to Suva in 2015. I remember when I was in primary school, Fiji won Melrose Cup that same year. William Ryder and Mosese Rauluni was the player that came to my school in now Sabsabu Public School, that's back in Sabsabu. I was set at a school and Rauluni said one thing, if Rauluni can do it, I guarantee that one of you can do it. So that has always challenged me, like those kind words from Mosese Rauluni. Always kept me grounded and motivated. So that's how when I actually I was just with Rauluni a week ago when he was here in Fiji. I told him the story, and he remembered that he came to a school in South South, and that was my school, and we were having a laugh about it when I was telling him the story for the first time, and he said, "Oh yes, man." And I told him that he was one that influenced. He was one that influenced me to take up rugby seriously when I moved to Suva back in 2015. So his words of encouragement kept me going till today. If I weren't playing rugby, I would be playing volleyball. Playing volleyball is another hobby of mine. So even after training here with Drua, on Mondays and Tuesdays, even on my day offs, every chance I have, I play volleyball here in Nasoso. So every afternoon when I come back from training, even if it's a long day, that's another way of you trying to clear my head from a long day, or even if I'm having a bad day. Looking forward to 5 p.m. Going back to Nasoso, and playing volleyball was one thing I've always wanted to do every afternoon. Yes, definitely. The advantage of coming to play here in Fiji is that people don't know that we're playing with 16 men, which is our advantage. You'll see the boys giving everything. It's because of the people that are cheering for us, that's always been praying for us, coming out in numbers and support the boys. This is one thing that the boys, not only the boys, but the team love the most, is when we turn up on the field, even before the game start. You know, like it's so good seeing our families out there, our friends, people coming from the islands, like Levuka. Some I met one last year that came right from Laos. Yeah, it took him a week to get here just to watch our game against the Crusaders in Lautoka, which is one thing that you know, like one thing that we are grateful for, playing for this team, because we're not only playing for ourselves, not playing for our family, but we're playing for some people that does things that are not seen, you know, the sacrifices, the small sacrifices they do just to attend the game. And that's why you see the boys, they give it everything, they leave everything out there in the 80 minutes and do whatever it takes to win the game here at home. Oh man, I don't need to answer this one because everyone knows. It's Ben. I'll just say Ben and I have been, we go way back, so we started playing together. We played together in the 20s. Ever since we started together, we've always been roomies ever since till today. So Ben is he's one of my good friends. He's very close to me. It's a thing that he does. Like if I had to choose a player or a friend to be with on tour or even in the team, it would be Ben. He is just a great player, great bloke to be around with. Bolovinaka Drua fans, Frank here from the Fijian Drua. We would like to ask that you come support the boys. As we all know that your support is massive for us. We're looking to get our first win, and your support will be massive for us. Vinaka, see you there.
Frank Lomani, and hasn't he been in great form lately? He was our Home Basics player of the match against the Crusaders, and he's getting close to reaching 50 Super Rugby caps. Well, coming up shortly, we'll hear from the coach of the Rooster Chicken Fijian Drua Women. But first, let's take in the Drua Men's Try of the Week.
Advantage being played now. Drua.
Here it is, right here.
Wide ball. Rabu Tamanda. Stepping, over he goes. Celestino Rabu Tamanda.
Another 5-pointer from the go-to man, Celestino Rabu Taumanda. And while we're talking tries, congratulations to Julian Savia, who broke Israel Folau's Super Rugby try-scoring record. Let's take a look.
Sione Mafilo, the man with no number on his back, is Pipisana. Patafilo pops it away, and there it is! The all-time try-scoring record. It belongs to Julian Savia, 61 in Super Rugby.
Huge moment for the Savia family and for Julian.
Julian Savia on top of the try-scoring stats, 61 tries and probably more to come. Now, the Super Rugby Pacific Women's Tournament gets underway this weekend with 3 games, and the Drua travel to Brisbane on Sunday, taking on old rivals the Queensland Reds. The Drua have a new head coach, flying Fijian legend Mosese Rauluni, who joins us now. Bula Mosese, first of all, congratulations on your appointment as head coach of the Drua women's team. Has it been a good pre-season?
Oh, thanks for the question, Clarky, and thanks for the congratulations. It's been up and down, I guess. We started a bit later than the other super teams, but it's been a good fit for us. There's a lot of girls that have come in at all sorts of levels of fitness, and bringing them up to par or to where we'd want them at this time of the year has been good, and the girls have worked really hard. So hopefully it's going to be a good start against the Reds in this grand final replay.
Has the squad changed a lot since last year? Any new stars on the horizon?
Probably. There's a few new people in the team, but a lot of the core players are there, and they're going to be running this ship. And probably the 4 players that would stand out for me would be Galite Mbuna, young fullback wing, has got speed to burn. Lorraine Senululi, a prop that's also got a great work rate and is only young, so a key position that for the depth of Fijian Drua Women's Rugby. Also Mere Naivoha, a winger, tall, lanky winger that's come into the team, and Sala Kinita, a young 10 that we see as the future of this team and running the ship in years to come.
Well, everyone has the Drua Women in their sights as they have won the past 2 titles. The 5 Aussie teams have been playing trial games, unlike the Drua. So will you be able to hit the ground running?
Yeah, well, we hope so. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to, because of the short time in camp, we haven't been able to organise tours against the Australian teams or vice versa, them coming over. So we've had to play against our HPU, which has been a great feeder for the Drua Women system. We played a really tough game against them 2 weeks ago, and they gave us a test and really showed up our flaws. And they've been feeding the Drua system, and they will still feed the Drua system to this day. And there's some great players and some good finds, and some of the girls from that team have filled into our team at the moment, just to cover bodies and cover injuries, and they've been excellent. So hopefully we can hit the ground running. It's a tough ask against the Reds first up, but we won't go down fighting, and you never win the cup in the first 2 games or 3 games. You always win it at the end. So hopefully we can peak by the end of the season.
Well, first up is your clash with the Queensland Reds in Brisbane on Sunday. You know a lot about them as you were part of the coaching team last season. They'll be tough to beat at home, won't they?
Yes, very tough to beat. Like any Queensland team, they fight till the end, and it showed in the grand final last year when the Reds team came back at the end and nearly caught up to the Drua team in that grand final up in Townsville. So they won't go down without a fight, and neither will we. So it'll be a great battle, and it's going to be a great grand final replay, and great to see them play at Ballymore, one of the homes of rugby in Queensland.
Mosese, you've got the Reds away this week, then the Waratahs in Lautoka next week. It's a tough start to the season, but is it better to play them early?
It's no better way to start than 3 of the top 4 teams from last year playing each other, and hopefully those will be all there at the end, and then we'll see who comes out on top. But to play Queensland in Queensland, a tough ask. Play New South Wales over here, who have been really dominant in all their trials. It'll be tough for them and tough for us. So it'll be some great games, and then we never forget the other teams in Western Force who just missed out on the semis last year, and then Brumbies and Melbourne. So it doesn't get any easier. All the teams have there's been a lot of movement with players. So it'll be a good tough Super W season this year.
Okay, Mosese, we'll leave it there for now. All the best against the Reds on Sunday at Ballymore. Banaka, go well.
Naka Clarky, thanks, see you soon, bye.
The Bill Corp Super Rugby Women's Tournament actually kicks off in Perth on Friday night when the Force hosts the Rebels. The Waratahs play the Brumbies in Sydney on Saturday, and it's the Reds versus the Drua Women at Ballymore in Brisbane on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Fiji time. And that just about wraps up another episode of Drua Talk. Please join us again next week and every week during the season. Thanks for your company. I'm Greg Clark. Enjoy a great weekend of rugby, and we'll leave you with a look at the Swire shipping Fijian Drua men's team to take the field against the Chiefs on Saturday.